Hey guys, Marauder here, coming at you from behind the camera this time. This is going to be my 2016 gaming setup video. I did one of these a while back and thought I'd do an updated one because some things have changed. I guess we'll start in the basement where I have my computers. So this is a new computer that, well, it's built completely out of used parts, but that's it down there. It's rocking a Phenom quad-core processor with a GTX 760 as the graphics card, 6 gigs of DDR2, and 640 gig hard drive. I think that's right. But it's quite capable as like a mid-range gaming tower. Obviously you're not going to be playing anything current on it, but it does play a lot of older titles perfectly fine, and I actually really like it considering I didn't put very much money into it. It does have a wireless card. It does have a, like I said, my old 760. So that's good. As well as I put the Seasonic 850 watt power supply in there to run the whole thing. The monitor, nothing special, just an old HP monitor I had lying around that happened to have DVI and is widescreen, so that'll do. And an old keyboard and USB mouse. I gotta say something about this mouse. This is an old Microsoft laser mouse. Again, nothing special, but I really like this mouse. It's lasted me a very long time and is quite a quality mouse. Really lightweight, but I've used it for years until I finally got a gaming-oriented mouse, and it still does perfectly fine. This setup is running Windows 7, so yeah, but quite capable for a gaming PC. Now, panning over, this is my actual original setup. I only changed a few things. One is I bought a GTX 970 and a 1050 watt Seasonic power supply, so nothing else has changed in that build other than that. But again, because of the updates, it does play really well. Yeah, I have no complaints about it at all. So probably won't have to update the graphics card or the platform for at least another 2 years, is what I'm assuming. Also, this is kind of a side note, but anytime I get old computers, I just basically part them out. This is my computer building desk. You see a couple old monitors. This is a full tower case, full steel, so it's heavy, but I really like it. It has a nice door in it for the various drive bays and whatnot. And if I ever need a spare case for a computer, it's not a bad one to go with. But yeah, anytime I have old computers, I just basically piece them out and then store the parts until I can figure out what to do with them. Either I fix other people's computers or I build new computers. This is basically how I got through high school and college with a computer, was more or less building what I could afford to get. I do have a couple other things over here on the shelf, some older tech books, and I think there's a Commodore 64 monitor down there. There's a power drill, a hard drive enclosure, other little bits of kit that I have. But the most notable thing is, well, that's my old MacBook. God, that thing was awful. But this right here, which I'm going to be doing a video on soon, this is an IBM ThinkPad laptop from, I think, early 1990s. That might be... I was told it was one of the first ever made by a computer teacher I had, but I don't know how true that is. Anyway, then up there just some spare keyboards, mice, power supplies. Like I said, it's all just... and then just boxes of parts. And anytime I can build a competent system, I just go ahead and do that. But it works really well. So, for anybody who gets old computers, I really recommend you keep them around, you figure it out, because it is really handy to have just some spare parts lying around in case you want to build something like my Phenom quad-core that I have over there, which, like I said, with the addition of the 760, is quite capable as a mid-range gaming PC. So, and this is, of course, my room where most of the gaming happens. A lot has changed in this room since last year, but we'll just go from right to left real quick. Of course, the television has changed. This is a new Samsung 4K. I think it's 48 inches. It's a lot larger. I was actually going out to get a 40-inch, but the store actually was out of stock, so I settled for the 48 because it was on clearance, and I got it for, I want to say, just north of 350 bucks. So really happy with it overall. It is a smart TV, so it has all the built-in Netflix and YouTube and Hulu and all that stuff. The only issue is not a whole lot of HDMI ports. Only has 3, and I had to buy a couple splitters to hook everything up. So, but of course, cable box, there's my Vita TV, Blu-ray player, and then on this stand I've got my Genesis. There's the Wii U gamepad back there. My Wii U, PS3, and PS4. I did unhook my 360 recently, so that's no longer set up like all these are to use them every day. Up there, bunch of games. Up there's a bunch of figures. I actually did organize them a little bit. All my amiibos are up there. I don't really like amiibos anymore. There's very few that I'm actually apt to run out and get, but they are up there if I choose to use them. Bunch of other random knickknacks up there. Movies. This is an interesting find. This is a Dell XPS 1730M, and it's a computer from, I think, 2006, 2007. It is an interesting find. A customer at work gave this to me, and it's not a very good computer, actually. It's not very fast or very capable. It only has 2 gigs of RAM. I'm hoping to upgrade that to 4 eventually. But it does have dual 8700M graphics cards in SLI. It does have spots for 2 laptop size hard drives. So an interesting laptop, something I haven't really seen in laptops even that far back. So probably we'll do a video on this. Oh, and the screen resolution on that is 1920 by 1200, and it is a beautiful laptop screen. But yeah, hopefully I'll do a video on that soon and you can see it in action. Oh, I did upgrade it as well to Windows 7. It was running Windows XP Pro, which obviously is no good anymore, so got it to Windows 7. Had a bit of a rough time with it because the driver sets, there were no Windows 7 drivers, so a lot of times I had to sacrifice using the Windows Vista drivers, which were perfectly capable and fine. Anyway, and my bedside table, again, no big deal, just my 3DS and my PS Vita, along with my phone and whatever book I'm reading. This white rack is new, holds just Blu-ray movies. Oh, and more movies down there. I have a lot of movies, so yeah, like that cabinet down there is all movies. This cabinet up here is all movies. No big surprise. Oh, and I did add this is a movie rack right next to my TV, but again, just movies. The lower 3 shelves are my 3DS and Vita games. So, again, just lots of movies. Oh, my PS3 games are right there as well, on those 2 shelves. Panning over here, my CD rack is now free to hold actual CDs. The left side is entirely CDs, the right side is older DS software, a lot of which I still play, surprisingly. And turn the light on here, but these are, again, just the same white boxes I had last year, holding the same stuff: Dreamcast, Neo Geo, TurboGrafx 16, all that kind of stuff. There's all my PS2 games on that shelf, all my card games and whatnot on that shelf, and then it's just boxes and boxes of systems and games and controllers and, you know, everything from your Super Nintendo to your NES to your 64. And there's another cabinet just full of games. Those 2 blue cabinets are full of games. Again, just lots of stuff. And more movies, because I ran out of room to put them. And these have like my gaming posters in them, those tubes and whatnot. Up on the top shelf, there's my handheld boxes. Has like my Game Boy, Sega Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket Color, that kind of thing. Then there's my Sega Master System and my PlayStation 1. And then there's all my handheld games themselves. And then just a bunch of other random board games and figurines and random stuff. Again, not much updation from last year, but just thought I'd show it off a little bit for people who are interested. I'm, by the way, really happy with this television. Again, it's a little bit larger than I would have liked. It overshadows the shelf next to it, but it's not that bad, since I don't usually go for those movies right away anyway. So anyway, that is the updated walkthrough, I guess, or gaming center reveal, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's my gaming setup. I hope you guys liked it. Again, if you want to know what else is in this room, just go back to the previous video. It's all listed in great detail. But this is more of just a what has changed, and not a whole lot has. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next video.